morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Alan with D9Jsports. We're right back at it. Wherever you're at this morning, I hope that everything's going good. Hope you had an incredible weekend like I did here at D9Jsports. It started off with those Ohio State Buckeyes welcoming the Indiana Hoosiers, ladies and gentlemen. And they were ready for them, ladies and gentlemen. The Indiana came in with that undefeated record. But the one-loss Ohio State Buckeyes, they proved that they are going to be a force to be reckoned with. And it got better, ladies and gentlemen, as the day went on. The Colorado Buffaloes traveled out to Arrowhead Stadium to take on those Kansas Jayhawks. And they were not ready for what the Jayhawks had. Oh, they were not ready, ladies and gentlemen. The Texas Longhorns, they got the job done, while the Texas A&M Aggies failed. Were they looking forward? Were they looking ahead, ladies and gentlemen, to the big showdown that's going to be going on next Saturday in Kyle Field? The two teams have been playing since the early or late 1800s, ladies and gentlemen. But the rivalry was suspended in 2012 when those Texas A&M Aggies bolted off to the SEC. And the Dallas Cowboys, they get off of the snide and they get a win. They've got some electrifying players. You know who I'm talking about. And the Houston Texans, after their big-time defeat over the Dallas Cowboys, the fans were disappointed the way those upstarts, I call them upstarts, I call them a fraud, the fake Houston Texans, the imposters, the Tennessee Titans, came into town and took out those Houston Texans. Ladies and gentlemen, grab you a cup of coffee, a donut, or whatever you like. Let's get into it. Once again, good morning, everybody. Hey, glad you're tuning in to the show today. For those of you hitting the subscribe button, greatly appreciate it. I know everybody else, if you tune into the show, you're going to catch on and you're going to join us here at the 409 D9J Sports. So, the Ohio State Buckeyes, they welcome in those Indiana Hoosiers, ladies and gentlemen. They said that Indiana hadn't really played anybody. Well, you got to play who's on your schedule. But the Ohio State Buckeyes, ladies and gentlemen, they were ready for them. The very first drive, the Ohio State Buckeyes proved that they were going to be ready. Now, Indiana took the football, and they took it down, and they scored a touchdown. And that was it, ladies and gentlemen. That was it. The Ohio State Buckeyes played some defense, and they pretty much shut down Indiana. They couldn't do anything. They couldn't run the football, or they couldn't pass the football. The Buckeyes were everywhere. The stadium was crunk. The horseshoe. It's going to take a lot. It's going to take a lot to go out to the horseshoe and beat those Buckeyes. So, moving forward, what does that leave Indiana at? Well, they're a one-loss team. We're going to see today and tomorrow what the polls are going to be. I think with that performance, the way they played, ladies and gentlemen, it's not gonna look good for them. And that's the thing about college football. You know, if you're not playing anybody, as they say, you're playing who on your schedule, and then you get beat like that, you don't really put up a good fight, that's gonna be a problem for the Indiana Hoosiers, ladies and gentlemen. It's gonna be a problem. Well, let's keep this thing rolling. The Colorado Buffaloes travel out to Arrowhead Stadium. Yep, home of the Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid and Travis Kelce in the game. And it was probably 60,000 people there. One of the biggest crowds Kansas has had all season. The Kansas Jayhawks, ladies and gentlemen, they're making history. They're the first and the only team in college football, the FBS, to have a losing record and to beat two ranked teams. Well, the Buffaloes came in, and ladies and gentlemen, they ran the football down the Buffaloes' throat. I'm just going to tell you, they ran it down their throat, and their running back, they could not stop him, and he was giving them the business, ladies and gentlemen. They're an outstanding football team. They're an outstanding football team. Now, the Colorado Buffaloes and Coach Robert Livingston and Coach Sapp, I'm going to tell you from watching this game, I really can't put this on Coach Robert Livingston, Coach Sapp, and Coach Prime. Can't do it. I can't do it because from the onset of the football game, the first thing I noticed was the Buffaloes don't want to tackle anybody. It was worse than I've ever seen them play. And I do mean worse, ladies and gentlemen. It was even worse than last season. Last season, we didn't expect the Colorado Buffaloes to do anything. And when their defense started giving up running plays, run after run, and teams were scoring at will, well, we kind of expected that. But after the last 7 to 8 performances, the Colorado Buffalo players, they were not wanting to play. Not all of them. Now, you all know that Travis Hunter, ladies and gentlemen, Travis Hunter is the real deal. The young man's the real deal. He came to play as Shedeur Sanders. I'm telling you, Shedeur Sanders proved that. We already knew Shedeur Sanders was a tough kid, but one of those hits, oh, I didn't think Shedeur was going to get up, but he bounced up. And he still had an effective ball game, but his defense, ladies and gentlemen, they did not come to play. They didn't come to play no football. So that was a problem for the Colorado Buffaloes. Now, on the other hand, what does that leave Kansas, the Jayhawks? Well, they're trying to get bowl eligible. If they win their last game, then perhaps that's going to be 5 or 6 wins. They're going to be bowl eligible. But all they did, ladies and gentlemen, was shake up the Big 12. BYU lost. So now you got 4 teams that don't play each other this weekend in the Big 12. They're going to have to sort it out some kind of way. If each team wins out, I don't know what's going to happen. If you watch my videos, and I know you do, several games, well, when the Buffaloes played Kansas State, I said in the videos that at the end of the game, if you remember, Kansas State give the ball to the Buffaloes, and the Buffaloes threw Wester a bomb, and he caught it and scored a touchdown. And with less than a minute and a half or 2 minutes to go on the clock, the Kansas State, hey, they dropped back and they threw a bomb. They left the kid out there one-on-one, and it wasn't Travis Hunter, and they scored a touchdown. If they would have pulled that game off, things would be totally different. Because you can best believe, Mike Gundy, he's going to have those Oklahoma State. He's going to have them ready to play. They're going to be ready to play. So let's keep this thing rolling. The Texas Longhorns. Well, the Texas Longhorns and Coach Sarkisian and Quinn Ewers in the game, they done what they were supposed to do. They took care of Kentucky, and it wasn't a problem. At no point during the game that I think Kentucky was going to beat them. So kudos goes out to them. They were not looking ahead like the Texas A&M Aggies. The Texas A&M Aggies. Well, I don't know if you were looking ahead, but in the SEC where you bolted off to years ago, you know now that it's a serious sports division to play in. It's a serious conference to play in. So they lose to Auburn, and now you've got the Aggies going to be taking on the Longhorns in College Station. They've been playing for years. College Station is going to be crunk. Everybody from Austin, Texas is going to be headed down to College Station. It's going to be good for the economy. We already know it's pretty good down in College Station, and we definitely know it's good in Austin. But everybody from Austin is going to be traveling down to College Station, and it's going to be, as they say, it's going to be crunk, bro. And that's not cap. It's going to be crunk. So that's going to be an interesting ball game. I know that the Texas A&M Aggies are going to be trying to give it everything they got, while the Texas Longhorns are going to still be trying to get this game won because they don't want another loss on their record. They want to finish the season off with some momentum, ladies and gentlemen, with some good positive momentum going into the playoffs. Now, this game has ramifications that go beyond just winning and losing. Of course, we know they're bragging rights, but ladies and gentlemen, it's recruiting. The winner of this game is going to get most of the recruits from Texas. And that's saying a lot, because you know that there's a hotbed of football players in the state of Texas. That's going to be a good one. Let's keep this thing rolling. The Alabama Crimson Tide lost to the Oklahoma Sooners. I could not believe it. I couldn't believe it. They looked horrible. Their defense couldn't stop anybody, and Jalen Milroe, he was throwing it up for grabs, and he was not getting out. And I've never seen Oklahoma play like that this season, but they played some football. So their chances of going to the playoffs, it's over with. As far as I'm concerned, it's over with. A 2-loss team, and to lose the way they lost to an opponent that they were superior to, that's not going to be a good look. Next up, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish take care of Army. Didn't like it at all. I'm a former veteran. I did not like it. But Notre Dame, kudos goes out to Notre Dame. They got the job done. And all those soldiers, hey, we know that it's way bigger than football when it comes to those young men. And they done a great job. You guys have had a great season. You know, you got the last one coming up against Navy. So, and it's going to be great. So, once again, to all those kids from Army and all those soldiers, hey, continue to do your thing. And we really appreciate you for all your sacrifices that you're doing and that you're going to be doing moving forward. Now, my final take on college football. Well, ladies and gentlemen, for me, I think that college football is incredible. It is incredible. But for me, the problem that I have is that if you do not play in the SEC and you play an independent schedule, Notre Dame, or one of these schools are not playing in the SEC, Ohio State. I know you play in the Big Ten. You got the showdown with Michigan. They're not the same Jim Harbaugh, Michigan. Okay? Ryan Day, you got it done, but I'm here to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, if you're playing in the SEC, it isn't about that one particular game you play in. It's about the next week you got to get up again. And it's always physical in the SEC. So, nope, I don't put a lot of credit, a lot of kudos on those teams that don't play in the SEC. But those teams that play in the SEC, yep, that's what it's about. That's what it's about. Physical, hard-nosed football, and they've got the best athletes. I don't care who you are, they've got the best athletes. Yep, it's incredible. The SEC, ladies and gentlemen, is definitely incredible. College football. Doesn't get any better, ladies and gentlemen. Doesn't get any better than college football. Well, you know what that means. Time to move to the next segment, ladies and gentlemen. Let's keep this thing rolling. Well, professional football. It was great again, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to start off with the Dallas Cowboys. Well, the Dallas Cowboys and Mike McCarthy and Jerry Jones, they left Bizarro World up there in Dallas, and they would travel out to D.C. and play those Redskins. See, I keep saying it, and I'm sorry. They played the Commanders, and they got the job done. Oh, it was an ugly game at first, but then the Cowboys came on. Jaden Daniels picked it up, scooted into the end zone. So kudos goes out to the Cowboys. The Commanders, you guys need to get it together. You really need to get it together because you know the NFC East is going to always be tough. And remember I told you, in the NFC East, it doesn't really matter what your record is. When the Cowboys and the Giants and the Eagles, hey, when they play each other, it's always going to be a battle. Ladies and gentlemen, Kevontae Turpin. Is that how you say Kevontae Turpin? Ladies and gentlemen, he's tough. Did you see that move that he done? He said that it was a move he had been working on and he just wanted to do something new. So put something out there that nobody had ever seen before. Once he picked the ball up and he made that move, after 2 steps, it was a house call. Oh, he's bad, ladies and gentlemen. He's bad to the bone. And the Dallas Cowboys, every game this young man steps up. Those are the type of players, Jerry, that you need to be putting front and center, Jerry. Those are the type of players that you need to go out and get, Jerry. You need to get some players like that. You need to get some more players like that, Jerry. That's what you need. Young men who want to get it done. And he puts in the work. A little guy who puts in the work. He's fast. He's one of the fastest players in the league. I would surely like to see him in a 40-yard dash against, you know who, out in Miami. Yeah, you know who. He'll catch it and bounce back on your Tyreek Hill. That would be an interesting race. Now, for me, I personally don't think that Tyreek Hill is the fastest person in professional football. I don't. I mean, I know he's one of them, but you know, when they put it out there. But there are a lot of kids in the NFL that are fast. And you're talking about a 40-yard dash. 40-yard dash is based on, the kid for the Kansas City Chiefs has the fastest time in the 40-yard dash, so I'm going to call him the fastest person in the 40-yard dash. It's not Tyreek Hill. And there are kids that run like the other kid from down in Silsbee, Texas, who I don't know if he's on a practice squad right now, Caleb Bowens. He was a nanosecond or something off last season of being the fastest person in the combine before Turpin came along. You got kids like Anthony Swartz and those kids right there who are just as fast or faster than the Cheetah. Nothing against the Cheetah. I like the Cheetah. I think the Cheetah's just in a situation right now where he's playing out there with Tua and the Dolphins. So, Kevontae Turpin, keep up the good work. The Houston Texans. The Houston Texans, I don't know if the Houston Texans got up so much against the Cowboys last week and they left it on the field. But, no, the Houston Texans didn't look good. They kept kicking field goals. And the Tennessee Titans, I call them the imposters because, they left the team left Houston and went to Tennessee because the owner, I call it, divorced the city of Houston because he wanted a stadium. But the Tennessee Titans came to play football. Tony Pollard was toting that football. The old ex-Cowboy, he was toting the football like he was Earl Campbell. He was toting it. So you got to give credit to them. C.J. Stroud, and if you watch my videos, and I know you do, I call C.J. Stroud the Candy Man. The reason I call him the Candy Man because he's hard, man. He's like a jawbreaker. He'll stand in the pocket and he'll get it done. But not today, ladies and gentlemen. He was throwing it up for grabs. He was throwing it up for grabs. And that's not going to get it. You done it last week against the Cowboys, and you had a couple of turnovers this week. So that's not going to get it, C.J. You're going to have to get it together. D'Amico, you got to get them guys together. Because you guys have some weapons on your team. You guys got some weapons. You got wide receivers. You got several wide receivers that are off the chain, bro. So you guys got to get it together. And the fans, hey, I just had to do it in the videos. Hey, because, hey, the driving me crazy videos, it wasn't a driving me crazy, but the Texans fans, I see the desire and the passion you have for your team. That's why every video that I do on the Texans, I make sure that the fans are definitely a part of it. They're definitely a part of it. Because I see that you want to be a winner. You want winners. And so congratulations out to the Tennessee Titans, okay, for getting the job done. Houston Texans, you need to get back. Chicago Bears, just can't buy a win, can you? No matter what you do, you can't get a win. So Caleb, you had a great game, but hey man, you just got to keep fighting. The greatest, Peyton Manning, one of the greatest quarterbacks ever. He struggled at when he was young, first came in, he didn't get a lot of wins. Troy Aikman, we all know Aikman and Irvin, them, they struggle. So keep your head up, and you can turn the city of Chicago, definitely turn the city of Chicago around. The San Francisco 49ers. Nah. The Green Bay Packers dismantled the San Francisco 49ers. No, this is the season for the 49ers. Too many early injuries, and then you got Brock Purdy out this week. So no, and then 49er fans, remember, everybody wants to back up when the starter's out there until the starter goes out. And then all of a sudden, you see what happened today. So they've got to get it together. The Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions continue, ladies and gentlemen, they're tough. The Detroit Lions, I'd be very surprised if the Detroit Lions don't win it all. I'm just telling you now, I'm going to be surprised if they don't win it all because they're tough. They're tough. They continue to roll. They didn't slow down a bit. So kudos goes out to them. Jerry Goff, Amon-Ra St. Brown. I love the Detroit Lions, man, and the people of Detroit. Hey, a city, a hard-nosed city. So I know you all are proud of the Detroit Lions. So Detroit, keep it up. So many incredible football games this weekend. So many incredible games. Let's talk Denver Broncos. Let's talk Bo Nix. Bo Nix is doing his thing. Sean Payton got them boys balling. Bo Nix is passing for 240, 250 every game, last 3 games, ladies and gentlemen. Bo's getting it done. He looks good. He looks better than he did at Oregon. And we know how he balled out in Oregon. He looked tremendous. So, hey, Denver Broncos, and I know you're at the game. You know who I'm talking to. You know who I'm talking to. I know you're at the game. I know you're proud of them. I know you're proud of that football team. You've been a season ticket holder for forever. I know for 25, 30 years you've been a season ticket holder. So, hey, good job to the Denver Broncos. Okay, the Raiders, the Las Vegas Raiders. It's tough, man. You guys are trying to win, but you just got to get Antonio. Man, you just got to keep on plugging in there. You just got to keep on plugging in. Hopefully, it'll give you an opportunity to stay in another season and get it done. Let's talk Kansas City. The Kansas City Chiefs. You struggled against the Carolina Panthers. You won the game on a last-second field goal. Hey, but you won the game. That's what matters. When you got a great team like that and a great coach and a great organization, sometimes it's like that. As long as you get a win. I'm telling you, as long as you get a win. Nobody better not slip up because you know you're going to have to go to Arrowhead to get it done. 2 nights ago, the Pittsburgh Steelers get taken out by the Cleveland Browns. Kind of figured it out. Kind of figured that. Don't count the game because the weather was putrid, man. It was bad out. Hey, you know J-Dub, Jameis Winston's going to try to throw the football. He's going to pass it every chance he gets. Sometimes he'll pass it to the other team. But, hey, Nick Chubb is back. He's trying to get back in form. That defense stepped up. And Rush tried to cook. But, hey, Rush, it's hard to cook when it's cold like that. And the way it was snowing, it kept putting you fire, Rush. So I'm sure Mike Tomlin's going to get the game back together. And they're gonna get back on track. They're going to get back on track when they get ready to take the football field the next time. Ladies and gentlemen, this is incredible. Once again, I'm going to need you to hit the like and subscribe button. I need you to hit the like and subscribe button. Well, finally, ladies and gentlemen, in our last segment, we're gonna talk about what's gonna be coming up. The football season has come, ladies and gentlemen, for high school football. The high school playoffs are going on. We got a couple of teams that are still in. We got the Newton Eagles that are still in. We got the Woodville Eagles that are still in. They're going to be playing Dangerfield. If one of them win, they're probably going to end up meeting each other. I know Newton beat Woodville earlier in the season, so that's going to be an incredible matchup. And then you've got PNG, those Indians down there. They're still going. So we've got several teams that are around here that are still going. Dangerfield right up the street. I played football at Tyler Junior College with some young men from Dangerfield. So it's going to be interesting. And they're inching in, ladies and gentlemen. They're inching in on Jerry's world. They're inching in. And it's going to be exciting. The Big 12, ladies and gentlemen, once again, it's shaking up. It's going to be interesting to see what happens the last week. College football continues to roll on, and it's going to be over with pretty soon. We're going to have it. It's going to be come and gone. And the only thing we're going to have is we're going to have the end of the National Football League. So I'm here to tell you, if you are a true fan, you need to embrace it. You need to embrace it because you know what happens. Before you know it, we're going to have football withdrawals. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Another week of great sports. Hey, hope you tune in next week. Hope you're able to tune in next week. Wherever you're going to be at, let's make sure no drinking and driving, anything like that. Hey, get to your destination, you sit down. I know you're looking forward to seeing your family members. I know I'm looking forward to seeing mine. Hey, sit back and eat, get full. Hey, lay on the couch, watch some good football. Oh, it's incredible, ladies and gentlemen. So once again, no matter who you are, or no matter where you're at, this is Alan with D9Jsports. Glad you could tune in. See you next Monday. I'm definitely out.